I got this feeling inside my brains. It goes electric wavy when I make them A's. All through 4th grade, all through my school, we're flying up no ceiling when we're in our zone. I've got that sunshine in my pocket, looking forward to a good day. I feel I can do everything when I try. I can't stop myself from learning, moving up academically. We'll unlock the way we rock it, so don't stop.
Hello everyone, I hope everybody's having an amazing day today. Today is part 1 of why do I need to know about drawing an angle with a given measure, okay? So we're going to be learning about how to do all this angle stuff, measuring, using which tool we're going to be using to measure angles? Protractor, excellent. And today's text is 4.7D, okay? So let's get started. So remember, if you see this little guy on the bottom of your screen, make sure to pause the video and write down what is on the screen, okay? So here is our objectives for today. Students will know how to identify angles on a protractor based on the degree, okay? Students will understand how to use and set up a protractor correctly. And then students will be able to share in a group discussion how to draw an angle with a given measure, okay? So today we're going to be learning how to draw the angle if we're already given the measurement, the degree already, okay? And here it is in Spanish, just in case you need it. Now, here are some essential questions, okay? Why is knowing how to read a protractor important when drawing angles? Okay, so remember, let's think about that, marinate that, okay? If you can answer this question by the end of tomorrow's lesson, then that means you know how to, why is it important to know how to read a protractor when drawing angles? Here's some important vocabulary we need to know, okay? So first up is angle. By now, everyone should know what an angle is, which is the space between two lines that meet at a common endpoint, okay? And that common endpoint is called what? Good, vertex, okay? The point at which two rays of an angle or two line segments meet. And when there's more than one vertex, what is that called? Vertices. Excellent. Okay. A degree is the unit of measurement used for measuring angles. Okay. So just like inches, centimeters, degrees is a unit of measurement for measuring angles. And this is a tool to use to measure angles, which is called a protractor. Okay, a protractor is a tool that measures angles. In the center of the protractor is a center mark, which is a little hole that you put to place the vertex alongside of it. Okay, so the vertex of an angle is where you put the little hole called the center mark. We have two number lines. We have the inner scale, which is the bottom numbers. On a protractor, it raises from 0 to 180 when you're reading it from right to left. Okay? So right to left. So going this way, we use the inner scale. Okay? Then we use the outer scale, okay, when we're reading it from left to right. Okay, 0 to 180. Then we have the zero edge, which is that line right here. okay? The flat side of the semicircle. And that's the parts of a protractor. Let's go ahead and look at our video for today.
Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we're looking at the 4th grade concept of angles, specifically how we can measure and draw them, and we'll do it in 5 minutes or less. So what you see here on this screen is a tool, and it's called a protractor, and that's how we measure angles, just like we use a ruler to measure length, or we might use a scale to measure weight. So this protractor shows us degrees, and so I've got a very basic angle for us here. So this is why we call a right angle or a square angle right here. I'm going to call this right angle 90 degrees, because if you were to measure it on a protractor, one line would be on the 0 and the other line would be on the 90. And that is your 90 degrees. That's a perpendicular line because you've got one of the line segments that's going straight up and one that is going straight to the side. That's probably the easiest that you will ever see an angle on a protractor. Often the angles you'll be asked to measure are going to look something like this. The only thing that's the same is that our vertex is always going to be right there in that middle portion, not at the very bottom, within that circle. So what you have here are your two lines or your two rays, and neither of them is on 0. So we have to do a little bit of subtraction. So you can take, now you have inner numbers and outer numbers. So let's use the outer numbers. So my outer number is 50 on that ray, and my outer number is between 140 and 150, so we are going to call that 145. So if I wanted to find the measure of this angle, I would simply subtract the larger from the smaller. So I would say 145 minus 50, and that is going to be 95. So it's an obtuse angle because it's just barely above 90. Anything that is greater than 90 is obtuse. But you could also do it if you wanted to take the inside number, your 130, and your inside number over here, which is between 40 and 30, so we're going to call that 35. And so we're going to need to borrow here, and as you notice, we're going to get the exact same answer. So the only reason we have inside numbers and outside numbers is dependent. You notice that you have a 0 on the inside over on the right, you have a 0 on the outside over on the left. So it just depends on if your angle opens to the left or opens to the right. You can use either one. But whenever you have two rays or two line segments that are neither of them are touching 0, you're going to have to take the two numbers and subtract them. So let's say you only have one line, and this is at the 70 degrees or the 110 degrees, whether you're looking at inside, outside, and you needed to draw another line to make an acute angle. So remember, an acute angle is anything that is less than a right angle, anything less than 90 degrees. So what you simply could do, and I want to make a pretty skinny acute angle here. So let's say I want to go 20 degrees. And so I'm going to make my second line here go straight up through the 90. Notice how it's 90 either way because that's the midpoint there. So that's going to be my acute angle because it is exactly 20 degrees. Now, starting at this first red line on the left, how can I make a right angle? Remember, a right angle is exactly 90 degrees. Well, I'm going to start at the 70, and I need to go to the right 90. I'm looking at the outer numbers, so I can just think to myself, 90 and 70 makes 160. So it's going to be all the way over here. So I'm going to draw that line right through there, and there is my right angle. It's my 90 degrees because I took my 20 from my acute angle, and then if you see, I added another 70 to get from the second red line to the blue line. We actually have a name for two angles that add together to make 90 degrees, and that's complementary angles.
Ooh, and we're going to be learning that in a couple days. Excellent. So, here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow we're going to do our mini lesson, so part 2 of this video. And then we're going to be done with how to draw angles, okay? Here is your notes. Go ahead and draw this in your notes. Make sure that it is A-okay in your notes. so that way you are ready for tomorrow, okay? That is it for today. I hope you had an amazing day with this, and you look forward to tomorrow's video. Have a great day. Bye.